Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome into the Big Friday Kickoff Podcast. I'm Emily Cochran. He's Robert Ristaneo, and we are here to talk more about this AHSAA public-private split. The chaos continues. Robert, it seriously never ends.
Yeah, we're gonna try and talk about it. You and I, for the last couple weeks, keep trying to wrap our heads around some of the stuff going on. I think ultimately we're gonna try and get someone to come on the podcast that understands this much better than we do and much better than I think the average person does to try and help us kind of talk about it. But there were some kind of newsy things that kind of affect some of the teams in our area this week. So I figured we would talk a little bit about that stuff and kind of generally about what's going on. So we've got all these kind of takeaways. We now have an independent school committee being formed, right?
Possibly. Could be.
Yeah.
I think it's been proposed.
I think their advisory committee was voted on to be created. Now I think they're trying to get seats on the main board, 2 seats, right?
For the private schools, yes.
For the private schools. They're still fighting about this Choose Act thing and, whether they recognize it as financial aid or not. To me, the thing that affects the teams in our area is this McGill thing where they can possibly go back and play with the public schools, which would be kind of interesting, I guess.
But if I'm McGill, why, to be honest, sitting where McGill is sitting right now with the group of private schools that they're playing against, why would they want to go back to public school and play against schools like Saraland? Or, I could understand if you want to go back and have, the Battle of the Cannon and play against Murphy, but if I'm McGill, you're sitting pretty. You're playing against, don't get me wrong, you're playing against St. Paul's, who you already were playing against. But you're going to be playing against teams like St. Michael and UMS Wright that are in, classifications that are smaller than you. You've got a lot more students. You've got a better chance. You're sitting at the top of where you're at right now with the group of private schools that you're going to be playing against. If I'm McGill, I don't want to go back to playing against the public schools.
No, and they can still play Murphy, right? That's the thing, is that there's no rule against them playing the public schools.
Yes, but it has no postseason implications.
Sure, but what postseason implications does a Murphy game against anybody have?
No, to be fair, and I don't want to sit here and dog on Murphy by any means. I'm just saying, if McGill, if I'm McGill, you're sitting pretty right now with the teams that you got matched up against. In my opinion, they might look at it differently.
Right.
But the teams, if I'm a McGill, I don't want to go back to playing against Saraland. I don't want to go back to playing against a Gulf Shores team or, you've got St. Paul's that you're still going to be playing, but you're not playing Spanish Fort anymore. You're not playing Theodore anymore.
Right.
You got the sweet end of the deal in this one.
Yeah.
So if it's me, I don't know if I want to go back. Now, those other private schools that have to play McGill, they're probably McGill, let them go play against the public schools and these city schools and whatnot. And it's very, very frustrating. I can understand why there's a lot of, conversations constantly going on, people trying to find answers. And from what I've heard, this whole, we keep hearing one voice, united. We want one voice. We all want to be on the same page. Well, all of these schools have very different problems, and you're not going to be. And I talked to Sam Williams about this a lot. And you're not going to make everybody happy, no matter what you end up deciding. But
Right.
you have to do what's best for the largest group of people, because at the end of the day, it's politics, and that's kind of what politics are. And that's just the point that we're at right now with high school football and in general. I think it's a mess. I think the whole thing is a mess. I think it's a lot of oh, we could do this, or oh, this is proposed, or oh, maybe let's do this. Here's a proposal. And I think we get more and more questions each week. It's another, okay, well, how's this going to work, or why this, or why that? I don't think we're any closer to getting any answers.
No, and to me, that's the biggest takeaway for me from all this stuff is, okay, clearly there was not a set-in-stone plan for every single thing you have to account for. And, when they first passed this, when they first passed the classification that they were going to split up private and public schools postseason, as they like to say, you're splitting them up across the board. They're in their own regions now. Like,
the
they're
whole
in
reason that we play regular season stuff is for postseason.
Yes.
You're not just changing you are changing everything.
That's
the
right.
landscape of the game, the landscape of everything. You have changed it. This whole key postseason.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
And when they did it, a lot of people were like, they should have done this 2 years from now on the next classification so that private schools can be talking and meeting, and there could be a dialogue with everybody about, if we were to do this, how would we do it? And it just seems like every single day a new idea for private schools comes out. You know, there's like 7 AHSAA schools that are now trying to join the AHSAA, and if they can get approved for it. We're talking about the competitive multiplier again. It seems like a total mess right now, and they should have just waited for the next classification cycle to do something like this if they were going to do it. I wish they hadn't done it at all, but
I mean, I understand why you want to change something. I understand why you want to make it better, but it just seems like if you're going to make this big of a change, why did you not have a plan in place?
Yeah.
And it's not just like you have one singular plan. You have to come up with all the problems that could come up, and you got to have 3 possible solutions in place. Like, I just feel like that's how you should go into doing anything in life, not just reclassification, but just like anything. You should have a plan in place for how you want to present something. And when people come to you with problems, you need to have multiple solutions to fix those problems. We just have more and more questions and no answers.
Well, and it's been less than a month since they announced these classifications too, and we're already talking about splitting up the classifications that they just announced because of travel times and things like that. You know,
because it's literally ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, some of these little schools that are having to travel 3 and 4 hours, like, that's just not feasible.
Right.
And we talked about this last week. Like, if we are so gung-ho about, oh, athletics come first and athletics are the most important, athletics. Well, if athletics come first, you're going to have a football team travel 3 or 4 hours on a Friday. They're not going to school at all on Fridays.
academics first.
What did I say?
Athletics.
My bad. Sorry.
Yes.
I hope y'all are picking up what I'm
Yes.
putting down. Academics. If academics is at the forefront of
Yes.
everything, which I'm not buying it. We all say it. It sounds
Of
pretty.
course.
It's not true. I hate to be that person. But but if that is the case and that's the hill we want to die on, you've got kids that are going to miss a full day of school. And a lot of, teachers put test days on
Yep.
Fridays, and that's just a lot of travel. And these are high school kids. And
Yep.
they're not going to be getting home till who knows what time that night, because you're traveling 4 hours there, you're traveling 4 hours back. You got to make stops on the way. You got to feed them. I mean, these kids have to stop and use the restroom.
Yep.
Like, it's just not. I think they just kind of were frustrated by all the, because I mean, every time we turn around, somebody's trying to appeal something or take the
Yeah.
legal action, take the legal way, and it's a mess. And all it's done, I think, for this whole thing, like what I'm getting from all of it, is it's all chaos and nobody's happy right now. And I don't think that there is any chance that we're going to be able to make everyone happy.
Yeah, well, the whole reason this started was stupid to begin with, right? The whole HSA classifying a government program that students can apply for in order to get into private schools and in hopes of a better education, them punishing people who qualify for that and also play sports, right?
You're making them sit out for a year.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And maybe there's more to that we don't know.
There could be, but
that just doesn't make sense to me.
fundamentally, that the fact that counts as financial aid and they can force an athlete to sit out for a year is ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. That's why the state sued them over this, and they dug their heels in the sand and are still digging their heels in the sand over this issue. And now we've got this mess of private and public schools split. Nobody's happy with it. We're still changing stuff. And it hadn't even been a month since it was announced. It's unfortunate at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And it's a pain to try and keep up with and make sense of.
That's the thing. And also, like, coaches are, they're starting to release schedules, and they've made schedules, and they're putting these schedules out. And who's to say that those schedules are going to stick? Like, I'm glad that they're all, getting ahead of the game and putting them out there. But who's
Yeah.
to say that something doesn't change? And then, okay, well, maybe you're not playing that school come,
Right.
come this fall. It's just, there's still just so much up in the air. Like I said, more questions than answers. I don't know. And that's the thing. How long is this going to take?
Yeah.
When are we going to finally get some true answers? I feel like we don't get straight answers. It's all like, oh, well, we feel strongly about this. We feel good about this. And then you got another half of these people are like, oh, no, we don't like this idea at all. It's just a lot of back and forth right now.
And like we've talked about before, we talked about this when it comes to kind of some of their rules about transferring and the high school transfer portal, however you want to put it. Ultimately, kids and families deserve the right to be able to choose where they want to go to school, and there should be some financial alleviation if a family qualifies for it, to be able to go to a good school and get a good education, like that should be something that we all agree on. I just don't understand why the AHSAA would mess with that or put something in place that hurts the kids that are athletes, right? Like a student doesn't have to be held back a year that doesn't play sports if they choose to go to a private school and receive this benefit that the state offers.
Yeah.
Why are you punishing an athlete for wanting to go to a better, quote unquote, better school, get a better education just because he plays sports? It's ridiculous.
It's also, I do get that the problem did used to be private schools, like kids transferring and things like that. But now more than ever, kids are transferring to city schools.
Yes.
Kids are transferring to Gulf Shores.
Yes.
Kids are transferring to Orange Beach. Kids are transferring to Saraland.
You're behind on the problem. Like, it's not the private schools that are your issue.
Yeah, and even so, like, if you want to transfer and that's what you want to do and that's the decision that you have made for your family and you want them to have the best opportunity to play at the best facilities, to be coached by the best coaches, that's your right. That's your freedom. You should have the right to do that. I mean,
And not all private schools are better football programs. In fact, I would argue probably a majority of them. I mean, I'll only speak for our area because I don't know the rest of the state well enough to speak on those areas. But down here, I mean, would you rather play football at there's no shots at anybody, but would you rather play football at Faith Academy or Williamson? You know what I mean? Like, would you rather play football for Jason Massey at Clark County or Bayshore Christian? I mean, like you can go through every single former region now and do an either or with the private schools and public schools. And for the most part, you're going to choose public schools outside of a handful of the private ones. So I don't understand what this fixes. It helps nothing with the transfer portal,
Yeah, if that's what you were going after, it does not. I don't see how that addresses that issue whatsoever. I mean, I understand that everyone's real big on the loyalty of it, and kids don't play for their hometown school anymore, and they move and they do, and it's like, okay, yeah, maybe they do, but if it's me, and we've talked about this before, but like if I'm a parent, I want my kid to go have the best opportunity. If they want to play at the next level, you've got to go put them in the best situation to move on and play at the next level. If you can do that, if that you can move and do, and
I think about what happened to St. Luke's this past year.
Yeah,
coming into the season, they lost every key player on their team to MGM, Viger. That they had lost some linemen and some guys that went to other public schools, not private schools. If they had tried to replenish their team at all, they wouldn't have been able to because all those guys would have had to have sat out a year. And it's like you're punishing a team that's already getting punished by the high school transfer portal and these kids going to city schools and county schools. So I don't know. I mean, it sucks that it got to this point, but it is what it is. I mean, like I said, hopefully we'll have somebody come on in the next week or two to really kind of break down sort of the timeline and what's going on with this. Anything else you want to touch on when it comes to sort of this, all these ideas are floating around with the private and public stuff?
I just feel like every time I turn around, there's some type
It's
of
something. I know.
Every time I turn around, there's been someone's getting sued, or there's an appeal, or this is going to court,
There's
and
a
this that, and the
vote.
other. We got to vote on this.
Yeah.
This is a proposal. Like, I would just love to, be able to go talk about like, oh, so and so scheduled so and so for next season. This is going to be a great
Yeah.
game, and this quarterback's playing here, and this quarterback's playing here, and I know that's not the reality of it. We don't live under a rock. I get that. It takes the fun out of it. It takes the fun out of everything. There's clearly we're not experts, but I
Right.
also feel like whatever's going on here, like nobody seems to be an expert at this either. So it's just there's just a lot of different moving parts. I think at the end of the day, we need a set of rules in place. We need consistency. We need, there needs to be organization and direction. And it just seems like this move and this split didn't give anybody that.
Yep.
It does not feel like that, because if the split had happened and they had an answer for all these issues, or they had thought about all these issues, or really, really thought about it, you would think that we'd have a little more answers to questions. There wouldn't. They had to have understood that something like this was going to be the fallout.
Right.
This was going to be the end game. There's no way they could have thought that anybody was going to be happy about this. I hope that they really considered the fallout, because, if they considered it and they can take it on the chin and they're like, all right, this is just, the consequences of our actions, then so be it. But it just feels like they just jumped the gun on this.
Yep.
They really jumped the gun on it. And I think that instead of alleviating any problems, I feel like it just created more.
Yep.
So, but obviously that's just strictly my opinion.
Sure.
And we have our opinions about it. I hope that, going forward, that we'll get some more answers, and hopefully we will have a couple different people on that will help us better understand, where do we go from here? What does the future look like? What is the best case scenario for the most parties? Because from what I hear, it's like everyone is, that unified one voice in the meeting, and then as soon as they leave the meeting, it's like, oh, another, more problems pop up.
Yeah.
And I get that, because a Faith Academy is going to have very different, issues than a McGill Tulane, and a Houston Academy is going to have very different issues than a St. Paul's.
Yep.
It's just, it's part of it. It is what it is, and hopefully that they'll start to figure some things out, and we'll have some answers. And
hopefully,
all we can do is pray.
Should we talk about this 6A expansion? I thought this was kind of funny.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I know you said that, so I just thought it was funny, like the two teams that could have potentially, and I keep having to tell myself, the 6A is the old 7A.
Old 7A.
Like, I keep having to remind myself of that, because if you don't, it gets kind of confusing.
Yes.
But, so now, the top 6?
The top 6 from each region will go to the playoff. So essentially what will happen is the region champ and the 2 seed will have a first round bye, and seeds 3 through 6 will all play each other. So basically this is what it would have looked like. This is what this past season's playoff bracket would have looked like for region 1. MGM and Baker would have had a first round bye. MGM would have gotten the winner of Opelika, the Region 2 3 seed, and Foley, which would have been interesting, I guess. Baker would have gotten the winner of Region 2's 4 seed, Carver Montgomery, and Davidson, who would have been the 5 seed in our area. Fairhope would have played Region 2 6 seed Enterprise, which that's always a good team.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have gone on to play the Auburn, the 2 seed from Region 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then Daphne and the 4-5 with Region 2 would have played Dothan, and the winner of that game would have played Central Phoenix City. So what's interesting about this, this is just a bracket. This is just a bracket I saw floating around online. Region 1 wouldn't have played Region 4 like we did this past year.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird. I don't know why they've got Region 1, Region 2 playing each other. But this is what the new system would look. This is what it's going to look like. Does that do anything for our teams to get 2 more 7A/6A teams into the playoff?
I mean,
because our Region 1 teams, the ones that make it to the playoffs don't win anyway. I mean, this past year was the best we've had, and I think in part because we got Region 4 in the first round.
It's not like our teams that didn't get in are like right there on the cusp of like, oh, we should have gotten it. Like, you know what I mean? There's like a big drop off in, you know, who's the better team and who's the worst team. I mean, I don't think it really does anything for us. I think you're also watering down the product a little bit. Like 6 teams going to the playoffs. Like, okay. Are we all getting participation trophies now?
Well, that's what it feels like. I mean, that's basically. I mean, you're only leaving 2 teams out of the playoff. You know, I mean.
Yeah, I mean this year. So who wouldn't have? It would have been Robertsdale and
Alma Bryant.
And Alma Bryant wouldn't have gone, and then you the other 6 teams go. And this might be different if they were. This might be different for if it was like a different classification, like a 6A or a 5A.
Right,
like
right.
then I could understand. Like okay, like
right.
that would kind of make sense because there's been years that Theodore didn't get in that I still think could have beat other teams in the playoffs, or a Gulf Shores team didn't get in that I think could have beat other teams in the playoffs. And I mean, we saw UMS as a number 4 seed go and beat a number 1 seed in past years. So I don't know. I just don't think in 7A that it's going to make that big of a difference for us just because, I mean, Davidson and Foley would have both gone to the first round and they both would have gotten beaten. And that's nothing against them. It's just, I mean, it's just the facts of what it is. I mean, if you look at and this was the best that I think that our 7A school, this past season is the best that our 7A schools have been in quite some time. I mean, MGM has steadily gotten better over the last 4 years. Baker is a team that's done really well in the last few years. I mean, even Fairhope and Daphne were both, you know, really good this year. So, like, our top 4 that went, I mean, they all made it past the first round for the first time in, was that ever?
I believe so, yeah.
I mean, this year, you know, it just wouldn't have made a difference because our top 4 teams really were our top best teams.
Yeah.
There's a huge drop off between who was the number 4 seed? Was Daphne the number 4 seed?
Yes.
There's a huge drop off between Daphne and Foley. It's just, I mean, if you go back and look at the final score of the Daphne Foley game the week that they played, I mean, there's just a big drop off from those 2 teams. So it might affect other teams across the state differently, but as far as us, I just don't.
Well, that seems to be that seemed to be what spurred this is ultimately the Region 2 and Region 3 teams were you know, like this AL.com article that kind of did the reporting on it. You know, Vestavia Hills head coach is quoted, well, not quoted, but apparently he said something along the lines of like, you know, their team was ranked number 2 in 7A and had to travel to Auburn in the first round of the playoffs. So so there was something with the region standings and, you know, the fact that the number 2 team in 7A had to travel, it was something that started this, I guess.
Okay.
But, you know.
But is that a thing that's like, that's the case every year?
Right. And it to me, looking at this, it divides it basically north and south, which only hurts our area and only hurts the Huntsville teams.
Yeah.
And it's interesting reading this. One thing that's quoted in this article, they're talking about the divide between the north and south for the first 2 rounds to eliminate travel costs because of last year when the Huntsville and Mobile area teams had to play in the first round. Some of those trips cost more than $20,000. But that's also what gave us a chance to like advance past the first round by being able to play the other weaker region in 7A. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think it. I guess it helps Region 2 and Region 3 not having to travel and play each other, in the first round.
Oh, but now we care about travel? Because
Right.
you really didn't care about that when you were reclassifying and putting these private
Right.
schools having to travel 3 and 4 hours. Like, I know Huntsville is like a much, far. Well, I don't know how far is it from here to Huntsville. 6 hours? 5?
Like 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you've also got some of your private school teams that are
Yeah.
every season gonna not just for the playoffs during the regular season gonna have to travel 4 hours. Oh, now you care about travel?
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is setting it up to where it'll boil it back down to Region 2 and Region 3 playing each other in the later rounds of the 6A playoffs. God forbid we have a situation last year where the weaker 2 6A/7A regions get to play each other in round 1 and have a chance to at least move on a round. No, we got to get back to Region 2 and Region 3 dominating the playoffs, and that'll be that. But
I know that the flip side of that argument is people are going to be like, okay, well, just be better, play better, don't
Sure.
lose. Fair enough, and I'm all I'm on that train too. It's just I hate it for our schools and our programs down here because I know how hard they work.
yeah,
I care about the coaches, care about the programs. Would just like to see them just get a tiny bit of a chance.
I know.
And this year it was nice to get the opportunity to make it out of the first round. And I mean, yeah, obviously, like if you make it to the second round and then you get beat, okay, you get beat. But
Right.
I mean, at least they had the opportunity to play against a team that's a little, beatable.
Yeah.
And get the chance
just
to
closer to your level.
Yeah, just get an experience.
And what was interesting about last year's 7A playoffs was, some of those northern teams, some of the Huntsville area teams, talking about the speed of our athletes being something that like they're just not used to up there. So maybe our 6A/7A football is on a little bit of a rise down here. And so, maybe we've got a better shot. I mean, even before this past season, Baker had success in the playoffs. MGM's had success in the playoffs.
Yeah, MGM had their best run
2 years ago.
2 years ago
Yeah.
when Jared Hollins was here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just I don't think that our 7A now 6A classification is like getting any worse by any means. I
Right.
do think that they're getting better. I do think there is a really big difference in how much, and this is just what I've heard. Haven't seen the numbers. I'm sure I could look it up, but I know that like 7A coaches in Montgomery and Birmingham get paid a heck of a lot more than 7A coaches down here, and resources are different and things like that are different. So
Well, in those areas, I mean, just geographically, it's different.
Yeah,
Montgomery
so-
and Birmingham. I mean, those are that's just a different talent pool than what we have down here.
Yeah, so I mean, you're really just trying to, do the best that you can down here with the resources that you're given. And I don't know why it's so different between 7 or the new 6A and like every other school down here, because we also have 5A, 6A schools that do just fine. That are
It is weird how that happens, right? Like our elite athletes really show up in the kind of 3A through 6A
yeah.
schools.
I mean, the ones that we really talk about playing at the next level and then going to the NFL, like majority of them are, I would say 3A through 6A.
Yeah.
I mean, Riley Leonard came out of Fairhope, and then we got a lot of, Daphne.
Oh, sure. We have players from those schools every year. Go on.
Yeah.
But,
But if you look at the numbers and you look at the majority.
And just the across the board
Mm-hmm.
athletes and talent, we do seem to have a leg up in other regions as opposed to the 6A/7A. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it's mildly interesting. It's cool to be able to, I guess, give other teams a shot to make the playoffs, right? Like I haven't looked at any preseason stuff yet. I'm holding off another couple months on that, but I'll be rooting for a Robert Sale and Cub Jones to make the playoffs next year, even if that means, they get smoked by Enterprise or whatever in round one. But,
I mean, and Foley's got a new head coach,
Yeah.
I mean, didn't they get Opelika's former head coach?
Oh, gosh, I'd have to go pull that up. I'm trying to remember. I've avoided any of this just because I lose my mind.
I think it is. We got Opelika's old head coach. And I mean, Opelika's a good 7A school.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Brian Moore. Let's see where'd he come from? Yeah, he was.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah, he was 19-7 the last 2 years at Opelika.
Yeah, so Foley could be one of those teams that, the tide starts to turn over there in Foley.
Made the championship game last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. They've Foley has certainly had athletes in the past. I know, when I was in school, Foley was very good at football. So
yeah, it's just they've kind of had a dip. But it's also like sometimes it just flips like that. Like look at MGM.
Yeah.
I mean, before Zach Golson got there, they went 0-10 the season before, and look at them now.
That's right.
Sometimes there's just a shift, and that's just how it works. It happens in high school. It happens in college. It happens in the NFL. Sometimes things just swing and change.
It just shows you how important it is to build a program, build a culture. Like the athletes, I think ultimately those smaller classifications show you that the athletes are down here in this area. It just depends on how you coach them, how you train them, and how you grow them at the bigger schools.
Yeah, how are you practicing?
Yeah.
What do you do? How much time are you spending in the weight room? Like, are your kids in shape? Can they play, 4 quarters? I mean, there's just a lot of. I mean, I'm not a coach by any means. So these coaches, they know how to coach.
Yeah.
But everybody has a different coaching style, and it just seems that there's coaches down here that make it work with the product that we have, and there's other coaches that struggle with it. And it does have to do with you do have schools like Alma Bryant, and you do have schools like Robertsdale that do struggle, and a school like Murphy, like it's just different.
Yeah.
It's just very different. There's a big split. So yeah, it's interesting. Another thing, I don't know if you saw this, but the Super 7 is now going to be like the full 5 days because they've also because you're going to have the private school championships down here, and then they've also added the flag football championship.
Yep.
So we get to have all of that right here in Mobile at Hancock Whitney Stadium. I am so fired up for that. I've never been able to go to a Super 7. We've always sent Dacian Smith because he does our game of the week, and he had experience doing it before I even got the job here. And so I've never had the opportunity to go because they want me to anchor from here.
Right. This year's going to be fun.
This year, I really, we will get to have. I'm hoping that it's just like a full week of like Big Friday Kickoff.
Yep.
I'm hoping that we really roll it out and get to do it big because. This is a first for us, and I'm really excited for it. I'm excited for us to get to have this opportunity down here in Mobile, and it's going to be a busy week. A bunch of people traveling down here from all over, and I'm excited for it.
Oh, we're gonna blow it out of the water too. I mean, we're gonna try and
100%.
do everything under the sun. We're gonna try and have a huge presence at this thing all 5 days. So get you, Nick, Dacian. Maybe a little Hal in the mix. Maybe a little
absolutely.
Me in the mix. You never know. Maybe popping up out there. So.
With your halftime score update.
With my halftime score update.
Oh man, yeah, we got to bring them all of it.
All right. Well, that was most of the kind of football news I think we wanted to touch on. Do we want to run through some of these area basketball tournaments?
Yeah, I think we should. I feel bad because it's not football season, but there is so much to talk about with everything going on.
There's so much going on with this reclassification.
And I hope I don't come off as I'm trying to sound like angry. It's just like it's very. I like for things to be okay. This is how they're going to look. Yeah. This is how they're going to go. I like a steady ship, calm waters, and that's just not what it feels like right now. So, trying to hopefully get some answers on football. But in the meantime, got to talk about basketball. It is area tournament play. I think some championships have already been played and won. We've got some final scores for you. We're just going to run through them. I know that there are some games tonight. I went out to Alma Bryant girls and watched the girls practice yesterday. I did a story on their twins.
Very good story.
Maddie Marie and Mary Margaret, just extremely, extremely talented players. They've been on the varsity team since 8th grade. They're both in the 2,000-point club. That number one is a feat even in itself. But the fact that Alma Bryant has 2 players that are in the 2,000-point club, and they're not just sisters, but twin sisters. It's really, really cool. So they're hosting the area tournament for the girls, 7A Area 1, and they play tonight. I think they're playing right now, matter of fact.
Yep.
They are playing Davidson.
No, they play soon. Right now, Baker and GM are playing over there.
Oh. You sure?
Area 1 girls?
Oh, yep, 5:30. Okay,
Yeah.
Baker MGM, and then Davidson Alma Bryant play at 7. Excuse me.
So the winner of those two will play for the area championship.
Yes. And so, and then for the 7A Area 1 boys, Davidson's hosting.
Yep.
Davidson plays Alma Bryant tomorrow night, and then Baker MGM play tomorrow night. So Davidson Alma Bryant play first, and then Baker MGM will be the nightcap.
And just depending on when you're listening to this, tomorrow night is Thursday.
Yes. Yep. Excuse me.
No, I know. No, I wasn't trying to correct you. But,
no, but yeah, no, you're right. So we are recording this Wednesday night. It is 6:30. So so a lot of these games, by the time we run through this, they will be over. We'll have final scores, but
yeah. So these next two,
7A Area 2.
Yes.
Your alma mater.
Yeah, that's Fairhope hosting that, and these games should be over, right?
I think so. Fairhope and Robertsdale, they played at 3.
Yep.
Today.
Let's get a little score update here. So Fairhope boys beat Robertsdale.
Turn up. Final score.
80-27.
Okay.
And then Area 2 7A girls, Fairhope also played Robertsdale. The Fairhope won 62-10. Okay. So Fairhope girls and boys moving
dominating
on in the in the Area 2. And then
do we have Foley Daphne boys final?
Let's take a look. We do not. They play here in about an hour.
Do they?
So yes.
The boys?
That's what it's saying.
I think Foley Daphne boys was at 4:30.
Oh, it says 7:30 on here. And I think the girls Daphne versus Foley is underway right now.
Yes. They started at 6.
Yep. So Fairhope wins big in the Area 2, girls and boys.
They're the number 1 seed. They're hosting for good reason and absolutely dominated today.
Each of them will get the winner of Foley versus Daphne.
Go Pirates.
Yeah, there you go. 6A boys, Area 1 at Murphy. Murphy took care of Theodore 56-51. And Saraland, another close game, 67-63. Murphy Saraland will play Wednesday night here tonight, actually, for the area championship.
At 7. So this game will be over by the time y'all are listening to this podcast.
That's right.
Let's move on to Area 2. Now, this was an interesting one. McGill-Tulane, the boys, hosted. Yeah. And I hope that y'all have seen this video. It's been all over Twitter. I saw it. Baldwin County got the win over McGill-Tulane boys, 69-68. It was a buzzer beater. I think you've seen the video.
Bankston.
The entire gymnasium just went crazy. That was just really, really cool because McGill-Tulane their boys are known for having a really, really really good program. So that was a close one, a nail biter down to like the final second. So that really big win for Baldwin County. Gulf Shores got the win over Spanish Fort, 57-52, kind of a close one.
Yep.
And then so they will play for the championship. I think they're probably playing right now as we speak. That game started at 6. So either Baldwin County or Gulf Shores will be your Area 2 champion. With McGill-Tulane being the host, we've seen some number 1 seeds go down this week, which has been pretty interesting. That's what you love about postseason play in any sport.
Yeah, no doubt. And then the girls, this is at Murphy, 6A Area 1 girls. Murphy beat Theodore the other night, 54-28, and Blunt, the Lady Leopards beat Saraland here. Not like the boys. And so Murphy and Blunt will play for the Area 1 title. They should be playing right now.
That's what a lot of these games are going on tonight.
I know. This was kind of a tough one to record.
Tough one to keep up with.
Yes.
With the scores of everything with so many teams playing tonight. Let's see if we can get some score updates. Let's see.
I don't see this final online yet.
Okay.
But anyway, Area 2 girls, McGill 86-15 against Baldwin County.
Far different story than when the boys team to the girls team.
And they met up with Gulf Shores, who beat Spanish Fort 48-39. And this championship final, this McGill defense must be out of control.
Got to be.
Gulf Shores wins Area 2 girls 50-18 over Gulf Shores. So.
I got to get an update on this. So the Class 5A boys, I went out and watched Williamson play BC Rain. I watched this game. Williamson got the win 79-52. Williamson is the #1 team in the state in 5A for boys basketball, and for very good reason. Just very, very talented team. UMS played right after them against Alberta. UMS got the win 59-42. So Williamson and UMS Wright are going to meet. I think they're playing right now, matter of fact. They tipped off at 6. So, if I had to pick right now, I'm picking Williamson. There's no chance that they don't win and secure this area championship. So we'll have a score update in that one later on. Then we've got Area 2 at St. Paul's. LaFleur beats Citronelle 54-36. Viger beats Faith Academy 68-49. And then LaFleur beat St. Paul's 59-57.
Yeah, close one.
And because St. Paul's, they're the #1 seed, so they got a bye.
Right.
And so LaFleur got the win in this one. So LaFleur and Viger play tonight.
Yeah, they should
be playing right now.
Close to wrapping up, I would think.
Yeah. So that is Area 2 5A boys.
All right, over in 5A Area 1 girls, UMS Wright defends the home court and wins the Area 1 5A girls championship over Williamson. Can the boys do the same thing? I guess we will find out. UMS beat Alberta in the first round 53-7. That is just brutal.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Williamson beat BC Rain 57-28 to get to the title game. So
I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue. I couldn't breathe.
So UMS wins the 5A Area 1 girls title.
Yep.
And then Area 2, which was hosted by St. Paul's, Faith Academy played Citronelle in the first round, 38-27. St. Paul's then takes care of Faith Academy, 60-18. And Viger beats LaFleur to advance to the championship game against St. Paul's, where St. Paul's wins 52-38 and defends their home court.
St. Paul's girls are really, really good. I saw them play against St. Michael, and that one was the nail biter. Went down to the final, last minutes of that game. St. Paul's girls team's really, really good.
Yeah. Okay, you wanna take on 4A real quick?
Yeah. Okay. Area 1 at Orange Beach. Orange Beach hosted. St. Michael gets the win over Satsuma 48-42. Orange Beach beats St. Michael in the championship 33-19.
There you go.
So low scoring game there between the Makos and the Cardinals.
Close one here. We talked about this area last week, Area 2, with Jackson and Escambia County both being top 10 teams in 4A.
Mm-hmm.
Escambia County took care of business against WS Neal in round 1, and then had a pretty close championship game with Jackson, who's the #1 team in 4A. But Jackson ultimately beat Escambia County 65-55. But both those teams are really good and should have some success in the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Jackson's are a really, really hard team to beat. So for Escambia County to keep it that close, I mean, that's awesome.
And then 4A girls, Area 1, Orange Beach also wins this in a 3-overtime thriller against St. Michael, 69-61. And the Jackson girls also beat Escambia County in Area 2 for the championship. Escambia County beat WS Neal.
Y'all, I'm sorry. We're reading some of these scores for the first time. So 84-8.
Yeah, that's tough.
That is that's rough.
That's brutal. Anyway, moving on to 3A, Area 1 3A boys, Bayside Academy hosted, and they won the championship over Cottage Hill, 58-51.
Pretty close one.
Yeah, shout out to the Admirals. And then Area 2, Monroe County hosted, and they are playing against T.R. Miller tonight for the championship. Monroe County beat Hillcrest Evergreen 62-56 in the previous round. And T.R. Miller beat Flomaton 43-28 to get to the championship game. So we'll see how that one plays out tonight.
Okay. Class 3A girls, Area 1, Mobile Christian wins the championship here, defended the home court. They beat Bayside Academy 49-36. And then Area 2, T.R. Miller and Monroe County are going to be playing in the championship. And T.R. Miller are looking to defend home court tonight against Monroe County. So hopefully we'll have back-to-back, 3A area champions, number 1 seeds.
That's right. God, we got some tough ones coming up here in a minute. I'm not looking forward to that.
The scores?
Yeah. Okay, 2A boys. Chickasaw hosted this, and they're playing Bayshore tonight. Bayshore won a close one against Clark County.
I saw that
in the previous round.
Look at Bayshore.
Yeah, shout out to Bayshore advancing in the playoffs. And Chickasaw beat St. Luke's 59-38 to get here. So the Chieftains and the Eagles, right?
Yep, Bayshore Christian Eagles.
Yep, they will be playing for the championship game.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Class 2A girls, Area 1, Clark County. Clark County obviously hosting. They're the number 1 seed. They go head-to-head with Washington County. 84-6. The Bulldogs get the win there. St. Luke's takes on Chickasaw, 56-49, your final. Wildcats get the win in that one. And then Clark County, St. Luke's for the championship. This was a tight one. Clark County only won 46-36 over St. Luke's, so that was close. Way to go, Bulldogs, defending the home court.
That's right. Area 1 boys, 1A, hosting, I should say. Round 1, so Fruitdale beats Millery 63-58 in round 1.
Yes.
And then in the next round, they play McIntosh, and that game was 91-12.
Oh, boy.
So
that's college numbers against. That's just
it's just not what you want.
No, it's not what you want.
And then Leroy beat Southern Choctaw 61-44. So McIntosh and Leroy playing tonight for the 1A Area 1 boys area title.
Area title. Okay, yeah. Class 1A girls, Southern Choctaw hosting. We got Fruitdale, Millery. This was a close one, just 45-41. Fruitdale wins that one. McIntosh taking care of business against Leroy. 62-24, your final there. And then Southern Choctaw played Fruitdale. Southern Choctaw won 53-22. And then look at this. The championship between Southern Choctaw and McIntosh. Southern Choctaw wins. It was just 46-45.
Yeah.
So big win for Southern Choctaw, taking that one down to the wire, huh?
No doubt. Yeah. So congratulations to all of our area teams, and we wish you luck in the state tournament, as which we will certainly be covering as you all move through it, and good luck to all of our teams that are playing tonight. We'll have some more area champions probably once you hear this podcast. So
yeah, I'm gonna be as soon as we get out of here, I'm gonna go tune in to. I'm gonna keep an eye on that Alma Bryant girls game. I definitely want to see how the Twins play in that one, and then obviously Williamson UMS. I just love to watch. I just love to watch Williamson play. They really are just so good. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Another team I'm going to be keeping an eye on in this postseason is Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, because it really would be cool to watch Jackson go back-to-back, state champions in football, and then go back-to-back state champions in basketball. That would just be really, really cool for Jackson. Jackson just got a new head football coach.
Yeah, he came from...
he was at Saraland.
That's right.
Before, he's been the head coach at Chickasaw before. Ryan Little,
yes,
I believe is his name.
And I saw somewhere where someone said it was a returning to Jackson. So I wonder, was he there under Jeff Kelly when Jeff Kelly was at Jackson?
It wasn't Jeff Kelly. It was somebody else. The name is on the tip of my tongue. Somebody, basically like a really well-known Jackson head coach. I mean, I read the article, I know, but
Before Jeff Kelly?
Before Jeff Kelly. He was there. He coached for him. I'm sure that's how him and Jeff Kelly probably connected because
Sure.
Jeff Kelly did coach at Jackson. He's also He's also coached under T.R. Miller head coach Brent Hubbard, who is a Hall of Fame head coach.
We're a little silly this week.
Oh God, just call me Joe Emer.
Danny Powell, is that who he coached under? Or John Blackman?
Powell.
Okay.
Did you say Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny Powell.
Danny Powell, okay.
And I was reading in the article that he said that like Jackson was a place that there's only so many jobs you really have circled. He said that Jackson was one of them, and when he was coaching for Danny Powell when he was at Jackson, he always said, I really hope I get to come back here and lead this program, and now he's gonna.
Yeah.
So really cool for the Jackson Aggies. I know, what's another coaching job that's open right now? Fairhope's still open?
Fairhope is still open. Let me pull up the, let's take a look at the coaching carousel here. So, open jobs. Yes, so Fairhope. Hang on, this is really hard to look at. Blunt hired somebody.
We had a lot of head coaching vacancies
We did.
as soon as the season ended. I think most of them have been filled, but Fairhope's still one to watch.
Fairhope's still open. I guess that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so Fairhope's the last one that's still
Fairhope's
open.
the last one that's still open, yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Hmm.
I wonder who's going to fill that.
I don't know. Rumors are swirling.
They are swirling, but I can't tell y'all anything because the person that told me would know.
Yes.
So I could not do that. But as soon as we hear something, we will let you know.
That's right. All right, let's get out of here before anything else happens.
Oh, goodness. Thank you all so much for joining us here on the Big Friday Kickoff Podcast. As always, I hope we aim to entertain.
At the very least, I think we did that today.
I hope so. I absolutely hope so. Anyways, we will see y'all next week. I'm Emily Cochran. He's Robert Ristaneo. See y'all next time.